The story of an environmental toxin. The toxin we researched is crystaltile asbestos, but is often referred to as white asbestos. Crystaltile asbestos is a polar molecule due to oxygen having a 3.5 electronegativity average, while silicon has a 1.8 electronegativity average. Asbestos is a naturally occurring mineral that has been mined for a very long time. However, industrial production started in the 19th century with the introduction of the assembly line in large-scale factories. One of these companies who helped create a market for asbestos was Instruct Patent Asbestos Manufacturing Company in Glasgow, Scotland. Due to the emergence of companies like these in the asbestos-rich land of Scotland, this area became known for markets that sold asbestos clothing, towels, and various other uses. In the early 20th century, there were uses that come to mind nowadays when thinking of asbestos, such as homes, ships, and other types of construction due to the durability, resistance against fire, and insulating property.
The fibers of asbestos are very fine and are linear in shape. When they become airborne, they pass through the respiratory tract when they are attempted to be stopped by the mucus in the respiratory tract. The respiratory tract makes a ciliary movement which moves the foreign objects up and out of the area within the mucus. If there are any particles that make it past the mucus, they are removed by macrophages. Macrophages are white blood cells in the alveoli which suck in particles and encase them. However, due to the shape of the asbestos fibers, it is very hard for these macrophages to neutralize the asbestos fibers. As a result, the cells outside the alveoli inflame it in order to allow normal fibers to pass through. The lung eventually turns hard and the alveoli is damaged, so lung cancer is a result of long-term exposure to asbestos. The asbestos fibers can reach the pleura, which is the membrane casing around the lungs. Asbestosis happens when the lungs go through a process called fibrosis, which is basically just scarring. This is similar to how heavy and long-time alcohol drinkers receive cirrhosis, which is the scarring of the liver. Eventually, the lung has tumors and becomes mesothelioma from a result of untreated asbestosis. In some cases, the fibrosis of the lungs is so bad that even after a victim of asbestosis removes themselves from asbestos, they're bound to get mesothelioma.
Crystaltile asbestos is highly debated as it is known for having the possibility to form carcinogens such as lung cancer or mesothelioma, while it is also highly profitable for many companies. Many large corporations argue that crystaltile asbestos should not be banned due to its affordable and how it is safer than all other asbestos insulators. Companies went as far as saying that crystaltile asbestos is the new super product due to its low cost and it being a great insulator. However, this is too good to be true. Crystaltile asbestos has a rather high chance of forming carcinogens in the pleural cavity if they are to become airborne, leading to mesothelioma. Asbestos can lead to other health problems such as lung cancer and asbestosis. People who are directly involved in the mining, milling, and manufacturing and use of asbestos and its products are at a much higher risk of lung cancer than the general population. The most common symptoms of lung cancer are coughing and a change in breathing. Other symptoms include shortness of breath, persistent chest pains, hoarseness, and anemia. Asbestosis is chronic, non-cancerous respiratory disease. Asbestos fibers that have been inhaled are glass-like particles which cut lung tissues, which cause them to scar. Symptoms of asbestosis include shortness of breath and unnatural sounds from the lungs when inhaling. In its advanced stages, the disease may cause cardiac failure. Crystaltile asbestos are only dangerous when they become airborne. This happens when dust particles land in the crystaltile asbestos and connect to the insulator. The dust particle, now connected to the crystaltile asbestos particle, can be easily circumvented throughout the house from an AC.
In our opinion, the benefits of asbestos in the construction industry does not outweigh the health concerns such as the chance of forming carcinogens in the pleural cavity. While asbestos is cheap and helps the economy by allowing people to employ miners for their asbestos companies, who in turn pay taxes for selling asbestos. There are around 60,000 people throughout the world who suffer from mesothelioma, despite many countries banning the use of it by the end of the 20th century. Mesothelioma is a type of cancer that forms in the encasing of the lungs, heart, abdominal cavity, and the gonads. Many of the people who are affected by this cancer are senior citizens due to the fact that there are not many regulations against asbestos when these people are younger. Also, many of these people live in homes that are decades old and have frequent exposure to asbestosis. In conclusion, asbestosis cons far outweigh the pros.